Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to other brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath, and Shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Now, this lesson is going to be based on this possible super typhoon that threatens the U.S. Pacific territories. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. It says residents of U.S. territories in the Western Pacific were bracing Friday for a possible super typhoon, just months after the region was hit by the strongest tropical cyclone on Earth this year. Power still hasn't been fully restored in the U.S. Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands after that super typhoon Sinlaku brought ferocious winds and relentless rains in April. Some people are still living in tents after their homes were destroyed. So we're getting ready to do this all over again, said Edwin Probst, a former lawmaker who works in the governor's office in Saipan, where it was already Friday. Said the timing is terrible. Typhoon Bobby was expected to become a super typhoon by Sunday night to early Monday, when it is forecast to reach the Marianas, said Paul Stanko, senior meteorologist with the National Weather Service on Guam. A cyclone becomes a super typhoon when it has maximum sustained winds of 150 miles per hour or stronger. Super typhoons are equivalent to a high-end Category 4 or Category 5 storm. Bobby was 760 miles east of Guam on Friday, with maximum sustained winds of 80 miles per hour, the Weather Service said. Some residents are hoping Guam takes the brunt of Bobby to give their neighbors in the northern Marianas a reprieve while they slowly recover from Sinlaku. So that's what we're actually hoping for, because then Saipan won't get it as bad. Props was hearing the same from others on Guam. He said, that's so island style, he said. God bless them for saying that. Guam is located west of the international date line and is known as where America's day begins, as it is hours ahead of Hawaii, Alaska, and the U.S. mainland. It is home to two large U.S. military bases. Probst said residents were covering windows with plywood and storing gasoline because there were long lines at gas stations for weeks after Sinlaku. The Rev. Francis Hessel, assistant pastor of Santa Barbara Catholic Church in Dedo, Guam, said he's hoping no island takes the brunt of the storm, but he said he wasn't too worried, having lived through numerous typhoons. He was hopeful Bobby would change course. That right now the pattern is heading towards us, but those patterns change, he said. Still, church workers and residents were preparing. This is getting to be the normal thing now, typhoon preparedness, Hessel said. It's happening more frequently. El Nino increases hurricane season activity in the Pacific. Experts say the El Nino, a natural warming cycle, should further heat a globe already warming from fossil fuel pollution and will likely turbocharge extreme weather across the planet. While Sinlaku didn't cause on deaths on land, Probst said residents were still mourning the 6 crew members of a cargo ship that overturned during the typhoon. Searchers found one body, but the U.S. Coast Guard suspended the more than 100-hour search before finding the rest. Props said while a lot of progress has been made in recovering from Sinlaku, we're not quite there yet. Said a few more months would have been good. Yeah, but what these people don't understand is that we're in the last days. So, you know, maybe a couple of years ago, you would have months or years between major, devastating, deadly storms and tempests. But now that we're in the last days, like I've been saying through the Spirit, and just like the person in this article said, these storms and tempests are happening more frequently. Like people can't catch a break. The Lord will send a destructive storm through a city or a town or a neighborhood and cause a bunch of destruction. And before people can really even begin to recover, the Lord sends another one and another one and another one. And that's just signs of the times. Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. And that's exactly what the Lord is doing. The rain, the lightning, the hail, the tornadoes, the hurricanes, the tropical storms, the typhoons. These are all the storms and tempests of the Lord. And this is Him visiting these different countries, these different islands, with His judgment. And I have the definition of typhoon here. It says, yes, a typhoon is a type of tempest, as tempest is a general term for any violent or severely windy storm. So, yep, typhoons fall into the category of tempest, which once again, as I've been saying a lot of, is that there is no getting around the validity of these scriptures. The scriptures foretell of the Lord visiting with storm and tempest. And that's exactly what you see playing out in these last days. Isaiah 28:2, behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which has a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And when the Lord unleashes these typhoons, these hurricanes, these tornadoes, these tropical storms, there usually is a lot of destruction and a few deaths as well. It just comes with the territory. So we're going to see if this typhoon actually does hit. We're going to see how bad it's going to be. How much destruction will be caused. How many lives will be lost. But we always have to keep in mind that this is the judgment of the Lord. It's not Mother Nature. It's not random. It's just what the Lord wants. Psalms 11:6, upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. And that's clearly what the Lord is doing. He's unleashing these horrible, destructive, deadly tempests upon these different countries and islands to punish the wicked people that dwell within them. Psalms 9:16. The Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Hegion Selah. Yeah, these storms and tempests are merely judgment from the Lord. Regardless of how destructive or deadly they are, it's still all from the Lord. It's just how He's choosing to visit the world, which He made, and bring judgment upon these wicked people with whom He is angry with. Psalms 83:14, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. Verse 15, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. And clearly people are afraid. That's why, people panic buy. People fill up on gasoline at the gas station. People boarder up their windows because they're afraid. They're afraid of how hard these storms and tempests will hit. And they're trying to prepare the best way that they can. But what they don't understand is that their carnal preparation will never be enough to withstand the wrath and the power of the Lord. However destructive and deadly the Lord wants these storms and tempests to be, that's how they will be. There is no amount of carnal preparation that's going to make it hit any less or be less destructive. Houses that are meant to be destroyed will be. People that are meant to be wounded will be. People who are meant to be killed will be killed. There's nothing anybody can do to stop that. And this is exactly what the men of the Lord have been talking about. How as the days go by, the Lord is just intensifying all of these different judgments, the fires, the storms, the tempests, the earthquakes, and we're watching it play out. But these simple-minded, ignorant people, they don't understand that. They want to say, oh, it's Mother Nature, it's global warming, it's climate change. But ultimately, it all goes back to the Heavenly Father. And the fact that He is very angry with the wickedness that is daily taking place on this earth. And He is using His judgments to pour out His wrath upon this earth and to punish the wicked people who have made Him angry. Like it says in Psalm 7 and 11, Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. And that's why every day people get shot and get stabbed and get wounded and killed in all manner of ways. Because that's the Lord judging them. That's the Lord punishing them for being wicked and for angering Him. And it's only going to continue. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakudash. The Wadi Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai for putting the Spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath. Shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. I hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up. Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, Shalom.